This is Roger Simon. I recently visited Victor Davis Hanson on his farm for a wide-ranging interview. Among the topics we discussed was immigration. How has this area changed over the years now? I mean, I've read a lot about it in Mexifornia. How are your feelings about it?
Yeah, well, I grew up and I went to a school about a mile away, and it was about 50% Mexican-American, but all legal. And integration was stressed, and excellence and pride to be here in the United States. And my mother, who was a liberal Democrat, really wanted us to go to that school, where a lot of kids went to private schools. That school is 99% Hispanic, and probably 50% people are illegal. So we're ground zero of illegal immigration, and all these little farms have sold out, and the people, they don't want to live here anymore because the schools are not good, our small farming's not viable, and we have a phenomenon where a lot of people come from Mexico, they buy an old house, and then they turn it into sort of a hotel where they have Winnebagos, and it's not uncommon in a 5-mile radius here of seeing people with 30, 40 people living on a single family zone, and that means that you've got a real problem with crime, with sewage, with garbage, with everything that zoning was designed to prevent.
Well, when did that start to change?
I think it started, let's be honest, Ronald Reagan's Simpson-Mazzoli 1986 was a complete disaster, that amnesty, because what that law did is it took the Border Patrol out of enforcement and put the onus on the employer with I-9 forms. Right. So suddenly in 1985, there were what they call La Migra was everywhere. And if you hired somebody, you had to make sure they were legal. And if they weren't, they would just come on your place, and I didn't mind it. And I'd show them, I'd say to all the workers, you have to be legal, and if they weren't, they took them. After '86, they came to your house and they said, we want to see your files. And of course, everybody had fraudulent files so that there was no enforcement. And the result was everybody got amnesty, and then suddenly you combine that with multiculturalism, where, you know, the United States is just an alternate culture, no better, no worse than what we see in Oaxaca, which is, nobody believed that, but that's what they were told. And you had the whole Mexican flag decal phenomenon on people's cars, you had La Chicano, radicalism, Aztlan, all this mytho-history. And the result, how it filtered down, is that there's areas now that we could go to 2, 4, 6 miles away where you wouldn't speak English. Parlier, California is pretty much 100% Hispanic. The west side of Selma is 100%.
Are they making any attempt to teach English in the schools? Or?
They are, but there's social problems. This town right here, where I grew up in, my great-great-grandmother, they had plaques everywhere. That generation built the things like the churches, the municipal hall, the Masonic temple. Well, this month they came in and they stole all the bronze plaques, gangs did. They pried them out. We have a complete collective amnesia. Nobody knows who they are now. There was no records. There was a gang that came in and that worked for the city, employees that stole all the manhole covers. This pump right over there, that pump right over there. A month ago they came in and stole all the copper wire.
PJTV members can watch the entire interview with Victor Davis Hanson in December at PJTV.com.